Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Carry out or perform an action. Get something done. Give a performance of something. Horowitz is performing at Carnegie Hall tonight. Perform a function. Who will perform the wedding? Doctor's degree in osteopathy. Carry out or perform an action. Carry on or function. We could do with a little more help around here. Be sufficient. Be adequate, either in quality or quantity. Will $100 do? Create or design, often in a certain way. Get something done. An uproarious party. Behave in a certain manner. Show a certain behavior, conduct or comport oneself. What makes her do this way? Give rise to. Cause to happen or occur, not always intentionally. Proceed or get along. How is she doing in her new job? Engage in. Do research. Carry out or practice, as of jobs and professions. Arrange attractively. Spend time in prison or in a labor camp. The syllable naming the first, tonic, note of any major scale in psalmization. Travel or traverse, a distance. This car does 150 miles per hour. Carry out or perform an action. The skater executed a triple pirouette. Kill as a means of socially sanctioned punishment. In some states, criminals are executed. Carry out a process or program, as on a computer or a machine. The computer executed the instruction. Put in effect. Execute the decision of the people. Carry out the legalities of. Execute a will or a deed. Murder in a planned fashion. The mafioso who collaborated with the police was executed. Sign in the presence of witnesses. The president executed the treaty. A military engagement. He saw action in Korea. A judicial proceeding brought by one party against another. One party prosecutes another for a wrong done or for protection of a right or for prevention of a wrong. The operating part that transmits power to a mechanism. The piano had a very stiff action. Institute legal proceedings against. File a suit against. She actioned the company for discrimination. Put in effect. He actioned the operation. The state of being active. He is out of action. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. The action of natural forces. An act by a government body or supranational organization. Recent federal action undermined the segregationist position. Something done, usually as opposed to something said. There were stories of murders and other unnatural actions. The most important or interesting work or activity in a specific area or field. The action is no longer in technology stocks but in municipal bonds. The series of events that form a plot. His novels always have a lot of action. The trait of being active and energetic and forceful. A man of action. Put in effect. Bring into safety. To gain with effort. Put in effect. Pursue to a conclusion or bring to a successful issue. Put in effect. Carry out a task. Fill, satisfy or meet a want or need or condition or restriction. Meet the requirements or expectations of. Put in effect. Fill, satisfy or meet a want or need or condition or restriction. Meet the requirements or expectations of. Put in effect. Make a replica of. Recreate a picture by Rembrandt. Create anew. Form anew in the imagination. Recollect and reform in the mind. His mind recreates the entire world. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally. In a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. Pretend to have certain qualities or state of mind. He acted the idiot. Behave unnaturally or affectedly. She's just acting. Something that people do or cause to happen. A legal document codifying the result of deliberations of a committee or society or legislative body. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. Think before you act. A short performance that is part of a longer program. He did his act 3 times every evening. Perform on a stage or theater. She acts in this play. Have an effect or outcome, often the one desired or expected. How does your idea work in practice? Behave in a certain manner. Show a certain behavior, conduct or comport oneself. You should act like an adult. Play a role or part. She wants to act Lady Macbeth, but she is too young for the role. A manifestation of insincerity. He put on quite an act for her benefit. A subdivision of a play or opera or ballet. Be engaged in an activity, often for no particular purpose other than pleasure. Be suitable for theatrical performance. This scene acts well. Discharge one's duties. She acts as the chair. Engage in a rehearsal, of. One who is playfully mischievous. Perform hastily and carelessly. A musical composition in several movements, has no fixed form. A song characteristically played outside the house of a woman. Sing and play for somebody. She was serenaded by her admirers. Transmit or serve as the medium for transmission. Many metals conduct heat. Take somebody somewhere. He conducted us to the palace. Lead, as in the performance of a composition. Conduct an orchestra. Barenboim conducted the Chicago Symphony for years. Manner of acting or controlling yourself. Direct the course of, manage or control. You cannot conduct business like this. Behave in a certain manner. They conducted themselves well during these difficult times. Behavioral attributes. The way a person behaves toward other people. Lead musicians in the performance of. Bernstein conducted Mahler like no other conductor. The omission that is made when an editorial change shortens a written passage. Weed out unwanted or unnecessary things. We had to lose weight, so we cut the sugar from our diet. Cut down on. Make a reduction in. The employer wants to cut back health benefits. The act of penetrating or opening open with a sharp edge. His cut in the lining revealed the hidden jewels. Made neat and tidy by trimming. In baseball, a batter's attempt to hit a pitched ball. He took a vicious cut at the ball. Used of rates or prices, reduced usually sharply. Lessen the strength or flavor of a solution or mixture. Cut bourbon. Cut and assemble the components of. Cut recording tape. Used of grass or vegetation, cut down with a hand implement or machine. Reduce in scope while retaining essential elements. The act of cutting something into parts. His cuts were skillful. Refuse to acknowledge. She cut him dead at the meeting. Turn sharply. Change direction abruptly. The car cut to the left at the intersection. Be able to manage or manage successfully. She could not cut the long days in the office. Mixed with water. Sold cut whiskey. A refusal to recognize someone you know. The act of shortening something by chopping off the ends. The barber gave him a good cut. Sports. A stroke that puts reverse spin on the ball. Cuts do not bother a good tennis player. Style and tailor in a certain fashion. Cut a dress. With parts removed. The drastically cut film. A wound made by cutting. He put a bandage over the cut. Create by duplicating data. Cut a disc. Cease, stop. Cut the noise. Cut off the testicles, of male animals such as horses. A piece of meat that has been cut from an animal carcass. Make out an issue. Cut a ticket. A trench resembling a furrow that was made by erosion or excavation. A remark capable of wounding mentally. The unkindest cut of all. Intentionally fail to attend. Cut class. A distinct selection of music from a recording or a compact disc. He played the first cut on the CD. The division of a deck of cards before dealing. He insisted that we give him the last cut before every deal. Of a male animal, having the testicles removed. A cut horse. Cuss to stop operating by disengaging a switch. Cut the engine. A canal made by erosion or excavation. Allow incision or separation. This bread cuts easily. An unexcused absence from class. He was punished for taking too many cuts in his math class. A share of the profits. Everyone got a cut of the earnings. A step on some scale. He is a cut above the rest. Discharge from a group. The coach cut 2 players from the team. Dissolve by breaking down the fat of. Soap cuts grease. Divide a deck of cards at random into 2 parts to make selection difficult. Wayne cut. Fashioned or shaped by cutting. A well-cut suit. Fell by sawing, hew. The Vietnamese cut a lot of timber while they occupied Cambodia. Film. An immediate transition from one shot to the next. The cut from the accident scene to the hospital seemed too abrupt. Form by probing, penetrating, or digging. Cut a hole. Form or shape by cutting or incising. Cut paper dolls. Function as a cutting instrument. This knife cuts well. Give the appearance or impression of. Cut a nice figure. Grow through the gums. The new tooth is cutting. Have a reducing effect. This cuts into my earnings. Have grow through the gums. The baby cut a tooth. Hit a ball with a spin so that it turns in the opposite direction. Cut a ping pong ball. Make an abrupt change of image or sound. Cut from one scene to another. Make an incision or separation. Cut along the dotted line. Make a recording of. Cut the songs. Move one's fist. His opponent cut upward toward his chin. Pass directly and often in haste. We cut through the neighbor's yard to get home sooner. Pass through or across. The boat cut the water. Penetrate injuriously. The glass from the shattered windshield cut into her forehead. Perform or carry out. Cut a caper. Reap or harvest. Cut grain. Record a performance on a medium. Cut a record. Separated into parts or laid open or penetrated with a sharp edge or instrument. The cut surface was modeled. Separate with or as if with an instrument. Shorten as if by severing the edges or ends of. Cut my hair. Stop filming. Cut a movie scene. The act of reducing the amount or number. The mayor proposed extensive cuts in the city budget. The style in which a garment is cut. A dress of traditional cut. Of pages of a book, having the folds of the leaves trimmed or slit. The cut pages of the book. Mark with an asterisk. Linguists star unacceptable sentences. Indicating the most important performer or role. A star figure skater. A star-shaped character asterisk used in printing. The topology of a network whose components are connected to a hub. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. An actor who plays a principal role. A performer who receives prominent billing. Any celestial body visible, as a point of light, from the Earth at night. A plane figure with 5 or more points, often used as an emblem. Astronomy. A celestial body of hot gases that radiates energy derived from thermonuclear reactions in the interior. Be the star in a performance. Feature as the star. The movie stars Dustin Hoffman as an autistic man. A creature, especially a whale, that has been prevented from attaining full growth. A difficult or unusual or dangerous feat, usually done to gain attention. Check the growth or development of. You will stunt your growth by building all these muscles. Perform a stunt or stunts. Do something the cheapest or easiest way. Recite in elocution. Speak against in an impassioned manner. He declaimed against the wasteful ways of modern society. Plan and direct, a complex undertaking. Take somebody somewhere. Having no intervening persons, agents, conditions. In direct sunlight. Put an address on an envelope. Specifically design a product, event, or activity for a certain public. Lead, as in the performance of a composition. In a straight unbroken line of descent from parent to child. A direct descendant of the king. Cause to go somewhere. He directed all his energies into his dissertation. In precisely the same words used by a writer or speaker. A direct quotation. Without deviation. The path leads directly to the lake. Direct the course, determine the direction of traveling. Intend, something, to move towards a certain goal. Criticism directed at her superior. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Be in charge of. Being an immediate result or consequence. A direct result of the accident. Command with authority. He directed the children to do their homework. Direct in spatial dimensions, proceeding without deviation or interruption, straight and short. A direct route. Give directions to, point somebody into a certain direction. I directed them towards the town hall. Guide the actors in plays and films. Lacking compromising or mitigating elements, exact. The direct opposite. Moving from west to east on the celestial sphere, or, for planets, around the sun in the same direction as the Earth. Of a current, flowing in one direction only. Direct current. Similar in nature or effect or relation to another quantity. A term is in direct proportion to another term if it increases, or decreases, as the other increases, or decreases. Straightforward in means or manner or behavior or language or action. A direct question. Perform without preparation. Perform without preparation. He extemporized a speech at the wedding. Manage in a makeshift way. Do with whatever is at hand. Shoot rapidly and repeatedly. Perform, an acting passage, brilliantly and rapidly. Speak with fire and passion. Perform without preparation. Manage in a makeshift way. Do with whatever is at hand. After the hurricane destroyed our house, we had to improvise for weeks. Perform without preparation. Transmit or serve as the medium for transmission. The airwaves carry the sound. Transfer, entries, from one account book to another. Have with oneself, have on one's person. I always carry money. Drink alcohol without showing ill effects. He had drunk more than he could carry. Serve as a means for expressing something. Continue or extend. Include as the content, broadcast or publicize. Win approval or support for. Have on hand. Do you carry kerosene heaters? Behave in a certain manner. Contain or hold, have within. Propel. Move while supporting, either in a vehicle or in one's hands or on one's body. You must carry your camping gear. Support or hold in a certain manner. Be pregnant with. I am carrying his child. Be able to feed. This land will carry 10 cows to the acre. Bear, a crop. This land does not carry olives. Bear or be able to bear the weight, pressure, or responsibility of. How many credits is this student carrying? Be conveyed over a certain distance. Be equipped with a mast or sail. This boat can only carry a small sail. Be necessarily associated with or result in or involve. Be successful in. Capture after a fight. Compensate for a weaker partner or member by one's own performance. I resent having to carry her all the time. Cover a certain distance or advance beyond. Extend to a certain degree. Carry too far. Have a certain range. Have as an inherent or characteristic feature or have as a consequence. These bonds carry warrants. Have on the surface or on the skin. carry scars. Have or possess something abstract. I carry her image in my mind's eye. Include, as on a list. Keep up with financial support. Pass on a communication. Propel or give impetus to. Pursue a line of scent or be a bearer. The dog was taught to fetch and carry. Secure the passage or adoption of bills and motions. Sing or play against other voices or parts. He cannot carry a tune. Take further or advance. Carry a cause. The act of carrying something. Transfer a number, cipher, or remainder to the next column or unit's place before or after, in addition or multiplication. Put down 5 and carry 2. Win in an election. Make sense of. Assign a meaning to. How do you interpret his behavior? Make sense of a language. Give an interpretation or rendition of. Restate words from one language into another language. Can you interpret the speech of the visiting dignitaries? Create an image or likeness of. Give an interpretation or explanation to. Be in charge of. The introductory section of a story. It was an amusing lead-in to a very serious matter. Take somebody somewhere. We lead him to our chief. Produce as a result or residue. Be conducive to. The use of computers in the classroom lead to better writing. Lead, as in the performance of a composition. A jumper that consists of a short piece of wire. It was a tangle of jumper cables and clip leads. A news story of major importance. Travel in front of. Go in advance of others. Lead, extend, or afford access. Move ahead of others, in time or space. Preside over. A soft, heavy, toxic, malleable metallic element. Bluish-white when freshly cut but tarnishes readily to dull gray. The children were playing with lead soldiers. Cause something to pass or lead somewhere. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. Be ahead of others. Be the first. An actor who plays a principal role. Evidence pointing to a possible solution. The police are following a promising lead. Thin strip of metal used to separate lines of type in printing. Restraint consisting of a rope, or light chain, used to restrain an animal. The timing of ignition relative to the position of the piston in an internal combustion engine. An indication of potential opportunity. A good lead for a job. Mixture of graphite with clay in different degrees of hardness. The marking substance in a pencil. An advantage held by a competitor in a race. He took the lead at the last turn. A position of being the initiator of something and an example that others will follow, especially in the phrase, take the lead. He takes the lead in any group. Baseball. The position taken by a base runner preparing to advance to the next base. He took a long lead off first. Cause to undertake a certain action. Sports. the score by which a team or individual is winning. Tend to or result in. This remark lead to further arguments among the guests. The angle between the direction a gun is aimed and the position of a moving target, correcting for the flight time of the missile. The playing of a card to start a trick in bridge. The lead was in the dummy. Put in order or neaten. Make the bed. Eliminate urine. Have a bowel movement. Institute, enact, or establish. Make laws. Create by artistic means. Make by combining materials and parts. Give certain properties to something. Don't make this into a big deal. Create or design, often in a certain way. Charge with a function. Charge to be. Induce to have sex. Head into a specified direction. Achieve a point or goal. Earn on some commercial or business transaction. Earn as salary or wages. How much do you make a month in your new job? Represent fictitiously, as in a play, or pretend to be or act like. She makes like an actress. Proceed along a path. Make one's way into the forest. The act of mixing cards haphazardly. Reach a goal. Make the first team. Organize or be responsible for. Have, throw, or make a party. Give rise to. Cause to happen or occur, not always intentionally. Make a stir. Make, formulate, or derive in the mind. Make an estimate. Reach a destination, either real or abstract. Engage in. Make love, not war. Cause to do. Cause to act in a specified manner. Prepare for eating by applying heat. Can you make me an omelet? A recognizable kind. What make of car is that? To compose or represent. This makes a fine introduction. Make or cause to be or to become. Make a mess in one's office. Create or manufacture a man-made product. Act in a certain way so as to acquire. Make friends. Add up to. 4 and 4 make 8. Amount to. This salary increase makes no difference to my standard of living. Appear to begin an activity. Assure the success of. A good review by this critic will make your play. Behave in a certain way. Make merry. Be or be capable of being changed or made into. He makes a great host. Be suitable for. Wood makes good furniture. Calculate as being. I make the height about 100 feet. Carry out or commit. Make a mistake. Cause to be enjoyable or pleasurable. Make my day. Change from one form into another. Make water into wine. Compel or make somebody or something to act in a certain way. Heat makes you sweat. Consider as being. Constitute the essence of. Clothes make the man. Develop into. He will make a splendid father. Favor the development of. Practice makes the winner. Form by assembling individuals or constituents. Gather and light the materials for. Make a fire. Make by shaping or bringing together constituents. Make a dress. Perform or carry out. Make a decision. Reach in time. Undergo fabrication or creation. This wool makes into a nice sweater.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.